And now, gentlemen, on to some week 4 action. And you talked about your NBC winning pick a little bit ago in Oak Harbor. This week, they're going against my mommy Panthers, baby. A pair of 3-0 teams square off in week 4, both dominating so far. But the element that comes into it, as you talked about with mommy and other teams, is who have you beaten to get here? And the records for the teams mommy's had to face, not great, but they're averaging 51 points a game. You want to beat the teams you're supposed to beat dominantly, and they're doing that, so it's hard to fault mommy when we come into week 4 here.
That line right there on my sheet right here, Brandon. Oak Harbor at mommy, huge game. This is mommy's put some big boy pants on.
Exactly.
You have an opportunity here. Yes, you've beaten Springfield, who's 1-2. Yes, you beat Bryan, who's 0-3. Yes, you beat Bowser, who is 0-3. But like you said, they beat them in a dominant style, so they weren't just skidding by some of those teams. But we have plenty of playmakers on mommy's side of the ball, but so does Oak Harbor. And Oak Harbor is the top dog. They have won back-to-back titles in the SBC, and then they moved over to the NBC last year. So they're trying to defend 2 straight title seasons. And they have been there, done that. Mommy has taken the necessary steps, a 5-5 season last year, just missing out on the postseason. This is a game. When you talk about playoffs, this would be a huge, huge win for them if they can get it. But the guys who are going to have to put on some big boy pants, here are the starting offensive linemen from Coach Evan Karchner. Ryan Patterson, Robbie Burlew, Jackson Schneider, Espen Hurt, Michael Conrad, and Pierce Simpson. Those 6 guys rotating amongst those offensive line starting positions, they are going to have a huge game. And they have done very well up front for the Panthers in creating time, creating space, creating holes, creating protection for those Kubitzes and greats that have gotten to the end zone for mommy. But with Oak Harbor, they were 12-1 last season, 10-2 the year before. Again, they have been there, done that. This game should be at Pat Kazmaier Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
A beautiful setting. If you've never been to mommy's home field, a great setting for high school football. And it could be a tight game, but definitely a proving ground game for mommy.
100%. Justin alluded to it, Mike, where this is an Oak Harbor team that has been there, done that. And for Coach Karchner, he's really turning the culture around at mommy. And if you can win this game, boy, does that set the culture in the way you want it to go.
I mean, honestly, I feel like if mommy can pull this one out, I think they do have the talent. You know, one of my favorite players on their team is Keyshawn Metcalf. I feel like he's just a game breaker for them. You know, and there's so many other players out there, you know, and they play so selflessly. I feel like this is the chance for mommy to transcend into that next level. But when you look at commonality of opponents that these 2 teams played, they both played Bowser, right? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch the tapes, but I know Bowser was able to put up 18 on mommy. So we do know that defensively, they will give up some points. So I think this is more of a mommy defense type of a game. How do they show up and where are they at? I know that they can score points and they are aggressive and they are good play calling on offense. And Carson Grady is a stud as well. But this game is going to come down to how the mommy defense bowled up against this Oak Harbor team.
You already know who I'm picking. I'm ride or die with the Panther Pride this season. Their first 3-0 start since 2009. Shout out to Game Day Tailgate for that trivia that I got for this game.